Welcome to Message Engineer, episode number 1, step 1, patient flow. We are committed to helping innovative medtech startups to raise funding and drive revenue through development of a clear, compelling, and creative message. I'm Maureen Schaefer. You can learn more about me at bit.ly/Mingletoe, or check out the link in the description comments below. Make sure to like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, save, all of that goodness if you like what you hear today. Why are we talking about patient flow? What is patient flow? Patient flow is the movement of the patient through the healthcare system. Why is that important to messaging? Because the goal of all medical device startups, medtech, health tech, digital tech startups is patient outcomes, improved patient outcomes. So we need to understand where the patients are in the healthcare system and how they move through it. 3 keys we're going to talk about today in understanding that. 1, diagnoses, 2, treatments, and 3, age range. And then if you stay till the end, there's a bonus one. All right, step 1 to understanding patient flow. Diagnoses. What are the diagnoses you are targeting? Where are they globally, by geography? That becomes critical to start with, and then drill down further. What is it in each geo? How are those different? Make sure you're looking at primary diagnoses, such as hypertension, atrial fibrillation, mild to moderate anxiety or depression. Secondly, secondary concomitant diagnoses. So I've often heard, for example, with hypertension, it's not the hypertension as much as the concern about TIAs and the propensity for stroke in that population, which can be very debilitating. Same with atrial fibrillation, right? Stroke is the worst outcome potentially of atrial fibrillation. Cancer is another kind of primary, and what are some of the secondary outcomes there that you want to be taking a look at? Well, they're going to be completely different if you're talking about bladder cancer versus breast cancer versus rectal cancer. The other thing to think about with diagnoses is, are they diagnosed? How large is the diagnosed population of those people? How large is the undiagnosed population? And with startups, we know we like to focus on the diagnosed segment, and the undiagnosed segment becomes kind of the heavy lifting after typically an M&A type of event or an IPO, liquidity event of some sort. So, diagnoses, understand them thoroughly. Second, treatments. So, what treatments at which stage are our patients having? Oftentimes, there's some type of lifestyle treatment that's applied. If that's ineffective, oftentimes there's some kind of medical management, right? Pharmaceutical regime that is recommended or prescribed. Then often there's some kind of minimally or less invasive treatment, moving up to kind of full-blown surgery. So what are those treatments along that path? What do they look like? How do they branch? Where do they branch? For which kind of sub-diagnoses do they branch? Now, if you want the shortcut to that, go to PubMed, look up the guidelines. What do I mean by that? So for hypertension, the American Heart Association, the ACC, the American College of Cardiology, and many other preeminent organizations put out practice guidelines where they summarize the best clinical, published, peer-reviewed information and make recommendations on practice guidelines for management and treatment of patients with specific disease sets, so in this case, hypertension. The Heart Rhythm Society, along with a number of other societies, has one for atrial fibrillation. If you're dealing with a group of cancer patients, a great place to start is NCCN guidelines. You need to register, but they're all free. And they, in tremendous detail, outline the flow paths for patients based on what types of diagnoses and what types of test results they have. So map out the diagnoses, map out the treatments, map out the tests that precede those treatments. So you start to have a real understanding of how patients are moving through the healthcare system. The third and last one is age. Is this median 65? So maybe half will be Medicare patients, half will be maybe employed and have private insurance. Is the median age under 18, in which case there's a caregiver involved. Trying to understand the kind of general age range and spread for the specific diagnoses and the treatments becomes critically important to understanding who your patient population is. And bonus, talk to the patients, ask the patients, find out what's happening with them, what has their experience been, where have they hit bumps in the road, what's worked, what hasn't worked, why. Start to really understand who they are. Ask your parents, your grandparents, your family, your colleagues, do you know someone who has hypertension, who has AFib, who has a certain type of cancer? Do you think they might be willing to talk to me? And if not, there are patient groups for all of these, many of these. So Google, go on Facebook, look for Facebook groups. Be transparent, no lurking. Reach out to the moderator, explain who you are, explain you'd like to have some conversations, you're doing some market research, and talk to your legal regulatory folks and make sure that you have anything that they might require, such as consent forms. See if it'd be allowable to offer a gift card of some value to them for 30, 45 an hour conversation. That's it for today. Patient flow, understand diagnoses, primary, secondary, diagnosed, undiagnosed. Second, treatments, lifestyle, medical, minimally invasive, etc. What are the tests that are done with those? Look at the society guidelines. 3, age range. Bonus, talk to the patients. And thanks so much for listening today. Look for our next episode on provider flow. And like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, save. And we'll see you next time on Message Engineer. Bye for now.